Hello and welcome to a video all about one of the latest farming games, Fae Farm. This came out early September and I've personally fallen in love with it. Fae Farm isn't just another farming game in my opinion, so let's get into it starting with the pros of the game and things that I liked. First off, Fae Farm feels very unique to me and dare I say, it's the most unique farming game I've tried out in years. While the graphics and art style is colorful yet simple, the gameplay itself is what makes the game stand out for me. The storyline doesn't seem to progress too quickly for me. It's a pretty steady pace. At least for me, I unlocked a new area every season in my first year. You can have multiple farms with their own style and raw materials, and you really can decide what kind of life you live. While it is a farming game, you can also catch bugs, fish, mine, and even cast magical spells. I think it's a great balance between RPG and farming, combining into a beautiful and fun gaming experience. One of my favorite things about Fae Farm is the farming system. You do start off being able to purchase seeds that can be grown in any season, but wait, how do I get all these other crops then? In Fae Farm, you actually have to work for different types of crops, and especially flower variations. You can't just go to the seed vendors and buy a new round of seeds every season. You do unlock some new ones once you progress, but the majority of the seeds you will need to unlock and produce with your own hard work. But luckily, growing new crops doesn't take long aside from waiting for the right season. However, you may want to dedicate a lot of time and farmland if you want to breed the different variations of flowers. Much like any other farming game, you can raise your own animals. Although they may resemble the chickens, cows, and sheep that we all know and love, Fae Farm puts their unique spin on the livestock with chickoos, woolly horns, and mamoos. Once you progress further, there are some new types of animals you can raise that give me Pokemon vibes. One thing I like about Fae Farm's animals is they come in different colors. No need to spend a bunch of money or have a male and female of the same animal. Just get a charm in the color you want and take your animal to the respective NPC for a chance at obtaining a new variation. It adds even more color and uniqueness to your farm. I think I'm pretty lucky because it only takes me up to like 3 tries to get the color that I want, and any extra animals you can always just sell. I'm sure I'm not alone with the next point, but I was really glad I didn't have to grind friendship levels for rewards or perks in this game. Yeah, it's nice being friends with everyone, but having to give 10 plus characters once or twice a week, sometimes even daily in some games, is exhausting, and I'd much rather spend my time doing something else. If you do want to be buddy-buddy with everyone though, all you need to do is say hello to them from time to time, and you can increase your friendship level without having to put in any effort. This is actually how I accidentally almost started dating a random NPC that I happen to run into every day. Also, from what I've seen in Fae Farm, there's really no added benefit other than some daily quests you can do for them that only seem to increase friendship level and not give any actual reward. My next and last 2 positive points sort of go hand in hand. We'll start with the energy bar. In Fae Farm, you do get 3 different stat bars. Your energy, very basic for a farming game, your HP, and your mana. I personally found the balance between using your energy versus the tasks you do in order to lose the energy to be very fair. I know some games make you lose stamina or energy just from sprinting, and it doesn't recoup it when you stop, which cuts into the energy you'll need for other tasks throughout the day. However, if you find yourself depleting these bars too quickly for your liking, you can always increase them, which brings me to my last point, the crafting system. There are tons of items you can craft for your house and your farm. As you explore throughout Eorzea, you'll notice these scrolls scattered all around. These grant you a crafting recipe. You can get more recipes just by opening NPC shops or by progressing through the game. Each NPC has their own unique set of things you can buy from them as well. If you're in need of some extra energy or HP, you'll want to invest in some home decor. All the different furniture you can place inside your house adds to one of your 3 stat bars. So depending on what you decorate with, you can be the tankiest bean with super HP, or you can be a master magician and cast tons of spells. Or if you just want more energy to gather materials or whatever else you may need it for, you can fill your house with energy-enhancing decor. While I do love a lot about the game, I'll never be one to ignore or hide the downsides, bugs, or areas that need improvement. While I enjoy not having to grind out friendships, I do wish there was more to marriage in Fae Farm. It's very lackluster in my opinion. While the relationship develops super quick and the dates you can go on are really cute and help reveal even more about the character you're trying to court, once you say I do, really the only difference is your new spouse sometimes hanging out at your farm. The dialogue doesn't seem any different, and as far as I've experienced, there's no extra events or quests after marriage. Hopefully more updates happen in regards to that, otherwise I probably would have saved my 10k gold. One thing I wish was a little better was character customization. Now it's still really good, don't get me wrong. There's tons of colors to choose from, whether it's skin color or hair and eyes. I really enjoy how inclusive the hairstyles are as well, but for me it's just a personal preference when it comes to the colors. Like I wish I had this nice pink color on the eyes, but for my hair, it's super trivial, but I just want my hair color to be not so muted. The rest of my more negative points are simply just bugs that I'm sure will get fixed and some quality of life things. The first is sometimes tending to animals can be the most challenging thing ever. When I want to pet a certain animal, if another is too close, I end up petting the wrong one. I also noticed when it comes to animals that have two options of care, petting and brushing, you kind of need to step away from them in order to choose the second option. I can't just stand in front of the animal and continuously interact with it. I do need to give it a second to sort of register that I still have another interaction I can do. So one of the negatives or quality of life changes was the lure sign actually working as intended. Most of the time, my animals would wander outside of the lure's parameters. However, like a lot of bugs I encountered, they naturally went away after saving and restarting my game. This is one of those. All while I was recording for this video, I found that my animals stayed relatively inside the lure area. Some wandered slightly outside but were close enough for me to consider it fixed. There were some outliers like my jackoos running to the other side of the farm, or my woolly horns coming down from their assigned lure to this one for some reason, but for the most part the lure has been somewhat fixed without an actual update to the game. I'm glad, because watching my animals try to run into my running lumber mill was quite worrying. Lastly, I do find the camera to be a little weird while holding the fishing rod. It's helpful when you're actually looking to cast your line. However, if you're just running around while you have the fishing rod out, the camera is far from normal. That concludes my long-winded list of the main things I liked and some things that need improvement in Fae Farm. Overall, this has become my favorite game I've tried this year and probably my favorite farming style game I've played in years. If there's anything you want to see from Fae Farm or any other game, let me know in the comments. Also, let me know how you like the game if you've tried it out. Check out the link to all of my socials in the description box. I'm definitely pushing myself to become more active. Like the video and subscribe to my channel if you want to. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I will see you in the next one for some more fun.